Are you feeling overwhelmed trying to figure out what type you are? Or maybe you know you're an INFP, but you're a little weird and you want to find out if you're not alone. Well, I'm an INFP, and today I have 6 things that only INFPs will relate to. Let's get started. If you were to make a graph of all of the introverts in Myers-Briggs, and you had 10 being the least introverted and 0 being the most introverted, INFPs would be at negative 420. And no, that's not because INFPs have no friends, have never been on a date before, and took their body pillow to prom. It's because INFPs are always looking inward. That's what it really means to be an introvert in the 16 personalities. Not how many friends you have. INFPs look at everything internally, and what that basically means is the INFP will take a picture of the real world and then imagine what it looks like inside of their head. This is why INFPs are idealists, because the only way to be a dreamer is through pure delusion. You are in touch with your emotions. When it comes to emotion vision, INFPs have 20/20. But for real vision, it's more like negative 80/negative 80. Blind people make fun of how overlookful INFPs are. I feel like I know my internal mind pretty well. Sure, if I put down my graphics pen for a second, it'll go missing for about 3 hours. But I generally have a good grasp of all the things I'm feeling and why I'm feeling those things. Sometimes I might need to dig a little bit deeper into something, but I'm really good at doing that. It's like I'm my own therapist. INFPs are oftentimes described as being empathic. And this is true, but there's a little more to it. INFPs can see a clear line between their emotions and other people's. It's not like ENFJ, who can get frostbite from watching a Christmas movie. When INFPs are relating to others, what they're actually doing is relating to themselves, which sounds kind of narcissistic, to be honest. So when you share something with us, we look for something in our pasts that's similar to how you're feeling. And we feel that, not your feelings. Which kind of goes against the definition of empathy. Sure, this means that INFPs aren't going to get the best picture of how you're feeling, but, I mean, it's better than ENTJs who just aren't going to care at all. You overplan. You might not know this, because it seems like INFPs are in always over their head, and they're completely unprepared for everything. Who knew that throwing a sensitive fairy artist into the cruel, sensing world would be a bad idea? But INFPs are actually planners. We never want to go into a situation completely blind. We're not ESTPs. It's just things kind of happen that way. Before an INFP does anything, the amount of planning and preparation they do is extreme. If INTPs were to invent some kind of brain speed radar gun, it would explode if you scanned an INFP's head. Before INFPs travel away on holiday, they're going to make a Google Maps trip, an Apple Maps trip, and they'll even consult with Grandpa MapQuest. That way, they're all ready to go. Unfortunately, while they were organizing all of their binders, Christmas passed and it's June 30th. You overlook details. Yeah, INFPs can make some awesome plans. The reason you don't know that is because their plans are for the wrong thing. Who would have thought you wouldn't need to bring a magnifying glass to mini golf? In all of the INFPs' planning, the hours and hours they spend, they always end up overlooking the most obvious things. If you ever see somebody bring a pool floaty to a pool table, they might be an INFP. You struggle to make decisions. One of the things I hate most about eating out is ordering food. There's always this war inside of my head. Do I try something new and exciting, or do I go for a generic hamburger? Because I believe in treating every restaurant like McDonald's. INFPs are always taking in new info and organizing it. They see the benefits of multiple things. It's why I'm really bad at picking favorites, or narrowing anything down. Just make my decisions for me, okay? But I'd also hate that too. It's a real problem. You look for meaning in everything. You know that guy who majored in philosophy and now works as a barista at Starbucks? Who just spent an hour telling you why they think Superman wearing his underwear over his tights is an allegory for him having to be pure and showing everybody that his underwear is clean? Yeah, that's an INFP. INFPs think everything is way deeper than it actually is. Leave it to INFPs to drown in a puddle. INFPs feel like everything has to mean something. Nihilism they hate. If an INFP doesn't feel like what they're doing has any purpose or value, they'll lose interest. Basically, INFPs are self-obsessed, and if they don't feel like they're changing the world, they get all pouty. If you want to get early access to my videos, a bunch of bonus content too, and help me keep making videos, check out my Patreon or Ko-fi. Or you could help out by watching my next video, all about why INFPs are the worst type. Thank you so much for watching. Special thanks to my patrons, and I'll catch you guys all next time.